Welcome! So, this is the Banma Tower version 2 gameplay tutorial video. I decided to make this because it's been a long time since that last video. I understand a lot more things about Banma now. And there are some new configurations you can go with here for Banma. Now, what is Banma Tower? Well, that is version 5 content required to make these sigils here. You also get some other nifty little prizes for it as well. You should be able to access it as early as, I believe, version 5.1. It's been a while. But this is necessary content to get that particular accessory piece. You do not want to go without this. I gotta work on my heart some more. Let's see. Not gonna lie, I've been kind of neglectful on that for a while. I've just been extremely busy. So, let me see. Okay. For Banma Tower, what it is that you will be fighting waves upon waves of a massive amount of enemies. Most of them does little chip damage. And by chip damage, I mean maybe 30, 40, 50 hits. And you're fighting like up to 20 or so of them at the same time. Now, granted, that might seem overwhelming at first. It really isn't, especially if you use the right party setups. Now, traditionally, you could go with your favorite class, preferably two Demon Sword Masters, and a healer of some sort. Popular safe pick is typically 3 Demon Sword Masters and a Priest, or a Druid, as long as you're the one controlling the Druid. Those are popular choices. I've also seen people go with 2 Demon Sword Masters, a Death Master, and either a Sage, or a Druid, or a Priest. Name of the game here, though, is kill speed. If you want the maximum reward, gotta have kill speed. If you want to play it safe, however, you can pick one of those lineups. Okay, it's for sort of risk versus reward thing. If you do not care about full clear, and you just want to get enough points to get by, to at least get enough of the rewards, or hopefully all the rewards, you can go with the safe method. That's perfectly fine. If you want to do it quickly, however, and there is some risk and, of course, responsibility on your part, you want to use one of the high-risk lineups, again, such as 3 Demon Swordsmen, and a Druid, or a Priest, or a Death Master, assuming, again, you are controlling that Druid or Death Master. If it is a Priest, you can let the NPC AI do that, and you can be the Demon Sword Master. Or you can just go with one of the safe setups. However, a new setup has arisen that I discovered myself. I'm sure many Japanese players probably figured that out too. But since this is my main vocation, and I know everything about it, I decided to try it, and what do you know? I cleared all 5 areas, full points, absolute complete clear, doing it in this method. And I'll explain it as I go. For now, let's talk to this little imp here. So, by talking to him, you have your item exchange, skill and magic, view rewards, challenge platform. Let's go ahead and view the rewards. So, as you collectively get points, again, the highest point value you get from a round, okay, is what gets recorded for that week. You can keep re-challenging a round as much as you like to try to get higher and higher points. The thing is, you don't really need all that much. There are 5 platforms, you need 480k, okay, to get everything. On average, you're going to be getting about 100k points on each platform anyway. even if you're doing, you know, horribly. Though I have seen cases where, you know, you only get like maybe 70 or 90k points, just not enough, because, again, your team just can't take it, or you're just not strong enough personally yourself. But you don't really have to go for 480k. 450k is fine. You're after the shards after all. The heck with the lottery tickets. But it's not just this that you can get too. Because you see, as you get those points, the higher your maximum points is, okay, the more Gillum Souls you get. Now, Gillum Souls, okay, you get one for, I believe, every 10k points. I forgot, actually. It's like every 1,000 points, I believe. Now, with those, you can get these. And these are important, too. Shards, a large Banma box, and that gives you a whole sigil. And if you get the one that you don't need, you can just break it down for more shards, and you can just create the sigil / crest that you want. You can also exchange for an XP scripture to give to one of your vocations. Then there's the Banma Tower stamp if you like stamps. That's a one-time purchase. And then there's lottery tickets if you've got Gillum Souls to spare and, you know, you don't care about these other rewards. People will actually do the weekly just to get the 30 lottery tickets. You can just go for that. Gillum Magic I'll explain later, after we do a challenge platform. For the sake of this video, we will just do the first platform. Now, as you can see, I am going with 3 demons and myself as the Guardian. All 3 of my demons have death immunity and high fire resistance of 50% or higher. I've also made sure that each one of them has at least over 900 defense and at least over 900 attack. 2 of them has about 1,000 attack, while 1 has 1,000 defense. Very important. It's not easy bringing a Demon Swordsman Scythe user up to those high values. So many Demon Swordmasters you'll see in the list with the fire resistance and the death guard, okay, are not going to reach those values. So you have to take your time and look for them. I know you're probably used to seeing me with 3 female party members, but in this case I do have a male Weddy here, simply because he managed to get 1,000 defense and 1,000 attack. He had to spend a lot of gold to get that. So, we're going to do the first platform first. Now you're wondering, how's this going to work? Well, if you noticed earlier that I've quit my Arusha Heart, that is an emergency resurrection, in case I need it. Now, the reason why I'm using Guardian is because of their damage negation capabilities. Basically, Kabuff, Divine, all that stuff. Your job as Guardian is to keep your Demon Swordmasters alive. You also want to put them all on Show No Mercy. And make sure you keep Kabuff on them. As well as Divine Defense. And when certain particularly troublesome enemies come around, such as the Demon Calamities with their 1,000 damage Kazaps, you want to make sure you have Bound Around on them as well, and Snub on yourself, because if you die, it's game over. Thankfully, the Demon Swordmasters with Scythes, I know, have the ability to heal themselves with a special move that they do, and they will use it even on No Mercy. You yourself can also assist with your own attacks if necessary. The Demon Swordmasters pretty much have it covered. Again, your job as a Guardian is to throw spot heals as needed. Keep the buff up. Make sure Divine Defense is up. Attack if needed. Again, like so. Primarily just leave it up to your Demon Swordmaster AI. Another thing you have to make sure about your Demon Swordmasters is that they have the Imperial Eye, or Mechanical Eye, on them. That's the one that gives them tension upon enemy kill. Without it, they're pretty much doing about half the damage they normally should be doing. Now the reason for Arusha is, again, if things go to hell, and you have like 2 or 3 dead Demon Swordmasters, you use her to raise and heal everybody. As you can see, they can't do any damage at all because I have their defense raised so high that their physical attacks do nothing. And if they use their magic, it doesn't matter, because Divine Defense is negating 60 points of damage. And since their fire spells are doing only about 30 to 70 damage anyway, it's completely negated. Especially since they all have high fire resist. Gotta be careful with the Age Gatekeepers because they can critical hit. Another thing to note, again, as a Guardian, you do have Undying Will, so if things do start going badly, pop Undying Will, which will give you at least 10 seconds to do what it is you gotta do to get everybody back up alive. The Demon Swordmasters will go after the Straggler's race automatically. Yes, if you have a Mechanical Eye for yourself, you can equip it. I normally don't like to use it. I prefer my Demon Dog Mask, so when I do pep up, I get all those boosts and buffs from it. But it is up to you. Now, as a Guardian, you don't have to fear spells either way, because as long as you keep Snub up, it's not going to affect you. Well, let's go, yeah. As a Guardian. Again, Demon Swordmasters gets that nice ability where they will have increased movement speed, as well as turn speed as well. That's why they're primarily used for Banma content. You can go with a Claymore Demon Swordmaster if you want. Heck, if you wanted to, you can go with a Sword and Shield Demon Swordmaster, find some with pure fire immunity and death resist if you want. You can definitely do that. It's just, again, you will lose damage effectiveness. Yes, a Claymore Demon Swordmaster will do more single target damage, but you want AoE damage. You'll get that best of sight. Done. On most platforms with this setup, I would typically have anywhere between 1 to 3 minutes of time left. Right. Every 1,000 points, you get a soul. Now, Gillum Magic. So, what this does is, it gives you a Gillum Magic effect to aid you for the next platforms. Obviously, you can use it for the first platform if you want to. It's an automatic buff, so it'll apply as soon as you take it. Now, there are quite a few options here. I'll explain what setups to use for each option. Now, what I like to use primarily myself is command interval -2 seconds. I like this because the thing is with AI, okay, they get their turn speeds slightly slower than we do, for whatever reason. With this, okay, they'll be constantly attacking. Like, they will just not stop. Okay, really nice magic to use. I like to use this personally myself. Tension on enemy defeat 50%. Now, I've seen some go with this. This one's also very highly useful, especially if you yourself, as Guardian, decide to use that same mechanical eye instead of the Demon Dog Mask, so that way, with your tension up, your heals, okay, will always be 900 plus. My own heals become 900 plus, but only when I have the Care Prayer buff going off, either because of the Arusha Heart, or when I go into Pep and I automatically get it due to my Demon Dog Mask. But with this, okay, you're very likely to always have a super high heal as a Guardian. You can also use it for if you're a Death Master or a Priest or whichever. Obviously, though, with high enough magical bending as a Priest, your multi-heal is going to do max health anyway. Restore 100 HP every 10 seconds. Not very useful. Okay, granted, with this, you won't have to heal or spot heal as much as a Guardian, but I'll be quite honest with you, it's not very useful when you could be taking damage taken -50. Now, this is the alternative option. Okay, with this, combined with your Guardian buff, alright, they will be taking 110 less damage from any source. What that means is, if they do a 80 damage spell, it's going to completely negate it, even if they didn't have fire resist to begin with. This one's also very useful. This is a good alternative if you'd rather have this. This will make it extremely easy, but it's also going to make it less likely for you to get it full clear as compared to a command interval -2 seconds. But with this, as long as you keep the Divine Defense up and you keep your buffs up, they will not die unless it's to a boss using one of their super high damage attacks. Or they somehow get a critical hit. But the thing is, they're pretty good about keeping their guard up. Skill and spell damage plus 100. I'd only recommend this if you are doing this with other players. Like you have 1 or 2 Demon Sword Master players with you. That is the only time I would recommend using this instead. For the heck of it, I'm going to go ahead and use the Gilliam Magic for this round. Usually, again, I go with command interval -2 seconds, but for the hell of it, I'm going to go with damage taken -50. Now, do a quick recover right here. Gonna challenge the next platform. Now, if you're going to take the -50 approach, that gives you more breathing room to go ahead and fight yourself. Because even if your Divine Defense is down, they're still taking -50 damage, and spells really ain't going to do anything to them anyway. Once again, I prefer the -2 second interval because that makes them attack quicker. Generally, I like to get through this content in just 3 rounds instead of having to do all 5 platforms. The other nice thing about Demon Sword Master is they've got oomph, and they will use it on each other. Assuming they don't get oomph from their special state. As you saw, they all went straight for the straggler of grace, like, right away. They did not hesitate. As you can see, they are barely taking any damage, if at all. I think one of them took a critical hit. There we go. He was very spammy at the end there. I've never seen him do that twice. Generally, with the negative 2-second interval, that would have been faster. But with the negative 50 damage taken, it's just safer. That's it. Like I said, usually I like to just do 3 platforms and be done with it for the week. With this setup, with 3 platforms, I could get pretty much all the rewards. Since usually for the 3rd platform, I get about a score between 150 to 180k. Which very often can be enough to get most of the required shards without having to do platforms 4 and 5, and I just don't feel like doing it for that week. And that is it. That is Banma Tower. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be replacing the previous tutorial with this one. You all have a good night.